What's going on, guys? Welcome to Purple Pill Pod, Emergent Values episode. Let's go, let's go. All right, let's make sure to like the video on your way in and subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so you can see every time a live show comes up. Follow us on the podcast, Instagram to add all the ladies that we normally feature on our evening episodes. At the table for tonight, we got Mike, up the mic, and then we have our producer Donnie in the back. Follow us on the podcast for the live on face. We're now live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, YouTube, all simultaneously. Go sign up for our new mentorship by scheduling a free consultation link below if you're a man or a woman that is interested. And we're going to go a little bit over what we really offer in our mentorship specifically. It's the reason why Sergio is in the back end, really making sure that he puts together everything to make sure that this is the best package possible when delivering it to both men and women. So if you want to show support, you can do that by hitting the join button under the video to become a YouTube member, which comes with some emojis for the show and a super chat and any questions to have for us or any of the ladies on our late time shows. And check out the merch show below as well. We're now streaming on all audio platforms as well, guys. Make sure to add the Instagram right now so you can go add all the people that are here right now. DM me if you have any other ladies that are obviously out here in the Dallas area. We're always looking for more single ladies as well. All right, guys, let's get it going. We got Donnie in the back. We got up the mic. And then we got me. So today we're really going to talk about just improving in all areas necessary as a man. All right, boys. What's going on right now in the world?
Every day's a grind, man. Every day's a fucking grind. As you guys know in the back, every day as a guy, you got to really level up in every single metric in life, man. Every single metric. And that's what we're here to do, man. That's what we're here to do as a part of this mentorship here at Emergent Values, man. Obviously, we're all here as mentors in a specific area, right? I'm one of the mentors here in regards to fitness. Julian's the fashion guy. Really, like, as you can see right now, he's clearly the fashion guy. I'm just here dressed basic as fuck. But yeah, man, we got Donnie in the back, man. What's going on, Donnie? How you been, man?
Chilling. But yeah, another great show. As always, Julian, you mentioned it a little while ago that today's show is based off of Emergent Values, which is letting you all listeners and viewers know about what these guys have to offer, and talk about the value and what's different compared to the other platforms that you actually see and the mentorship that you guys see on the day-to-day within this YouTube space. So yeah, going back to your question though, Julian, you said what's going on, what's the biggest issue with men nowadays? And for me personally, to get that topic started, I think it's men that aren't social, that aren't getting out there, and that could be a multitude of different things. And I think one of the biggest ones is lack of confidence. What are y'all's thoughts on that, though?
I think confidence really is just a lack of competence at the end of the day. If you're not confident as a guy, you got to really have a look in the mirror and see, okay, am I happy with the guy that I'm looking at right now that's looking back at me? Is he in the best shape that he wants to be in ideally? Am I making the amount of money I want to make on a yearly basis, monthly basis, whatever? Do I have those foundations set in place as a guy where I'm like, okay, now I can use that as a foundation to really see if I'm the best guy that I am or the best guy that I can be. Most guys aren't there, and most guys really don't want to take self-accountability in a world where, if you take self-accountability as a man, then, you can get very far in life, but most men don't want to do that.
Facts.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's so many underlying issues why men are not getting to where they want to be right now. But I'll piggyback off of Mike, just making sure that you have the accountability in all areas, taking full responsibility and authority for everything that's going on in your life. It's almost like a when you decide to make that like a thing in your life, there's almost like a transitional period where it feels as if like you've made so many mistakes, but there's also a peace behind it when you realize that no matter how many mistakes you've made, you can also make them right. you can also make good decisions that can turn out getting you in the better position. And that's what's beautiful about also being a man. There's a peace that comes over you and realizing that you're going to make lots of mistakes no matter what. So you might as well go out there and start doing it now, start doing it younger, and stop worrying about other people's opinions that legitimately don't benefit you long term.
Facts, facts. And I mean, like, I know there's a famous quote out there. I don't know it verbatim, but it came from Michael Jordan, and he talks about, you know, how many shots he's missed. You know, and if everybody knows his story, I mean, he never made varsity. He didn't even make JV, if I'm correct, back in high school. You know, so you know, you're gonna fucking fail. You're gotta fucking fail. You know, one of the things that you both actually mentioned is guys taking accountability. What are your thoughts whenever it comes to men not taking accountability? Do you think it's mainly because they're still stuck in the matrix and they think like, oh, you know, it's okay that I don't have this because of this reason or that reason, instead of like finding a fucking solution and getting a job done? Yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest problems is guys are still stuck in that matrix.
I think guys they don't really take accountability because it's an easy cope. It's an easy way out, right? Having that victim mentality, and this is very common among you know, Latinos like such as myself and Julian and you know, blacks and stuff like that. You know, they really don't want to take accountability for what goes on in their life, and they always want to play with that victim mentality as to why they're not where they want to be. And you know, that's just a toxic mindset to have, you know, because if you're always putting yourself in that limiting belief system, how do you think you're ever going to get anywhere in life? You know, and it's just unfortunate that that's going on in all the minority communities. And yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Julian?
Say the question one more time, Donnie.
Yeah, do you think a lot of men don't take accountability because they're still stuck in that matrix mindset, you know, where people teach you to kind of play that victim role, like kind of like what Mike just mentioned?
I think it comes down to not having enough father figures in the household. I think it's just disrespect in general, the emasculation of men. Pushing masculinity on men means that you're pushing responsibility and authority on men. So anything else aside from that is going to feminize them. It's going to make them blame other people besides themselves. And this is another reason why a lot of men cannot lead their households. Because if you have to put blame on everyone else, on anyone but yourself, then you're not running shit underneath your household at all with your children or your girl or your baby mama, whatever it is.
Facts, facts. We got $2 from Joe Cole. Shout out to you, bro. Theory on why so many men struggle making money. So what is y'all's theory on why men struggle?
It's paradigms and habits. That's all it is. You have to change your habits. This is a big problem with the minority community, and I always do this because I don't think like a minority. I don't behave like a minority. I don't behave the way that they portray us on television, the media, TV shows, movies, whatever it is. I don't behave in that manner. You conduct yourself properly and professionally in all areas of life. And that's when money-making opportunities begin to present themselves to you. But until you start doing that, even if you make a little bit of money, your habits are going to dictate whether you keep that money long-term or not. So it's really not about making it. It's really about what are you going to do to keep it? What are you going to do to reinvest it? How are you going to keep it long-term, and what are you going to do with it? And it is very dictated on your daily habits, specifically. How you go about, how you split up your money in percentages. What do you do with $1 specifically? That's the biggest thing. There's a lot of people that have this consumer mindset. And all they do as soon as they're paid, they're thinking about what they want to go ahead and purchase, what they want to go ahead and buy. And you have to start thinking like the wealthy. The wealthy, their materialistic possessions, the nice things that you see them doing, the extracurricular activities, that's all going based off of less than 5 to 10% of their income. Less than 5 to 10%. So what are they doing with the rest of their money? They're putting it in areas to watch it grow and for it to also stay stabilized for a long period of time.
And that 5-10% of that money, that's all that's all of the passive money that they've earned while investing the earned income that they got. See, a lot of people, right, they take the earned income that they get and they put into bullshit, like Jordans or whatever materialistic possessions that one would want to get. And it's just that mindset on money. They think money grows on trees. And even with guys who have a good paying job, they earn a lot of cash, right? They don't know how to invest it properly and split up the percentages correctly. And it's really all about percentages. If you're really able to just allocate like a certain percentage of your earned income every month into the right things, such as investments, such as maybe you have a certain percentage that you'll be willing to give to people in need, right? But if you run out of that, then boom, you don't got any more for the month, right? Or just other basic necessities as well. Like people just really don't know how to really allocate those percentages, right? So
Facts. What's funny is I actually had this conversation earlier today with someone, and they're asking me, they're like, "Oh, why didn't you do this over the weekend? Like, go to the fair." Basically, mentioned it to somebody I was going to go to the fair. Decided not to after all. And they're like, "Why didn't you go to it?" And I was like, "Well, the thing is like, just because you have the money doesn't mean just go and spend it. That's fucking stupid. That's being irresponsible. You don't have to buy shit that does not." That does not give you anything, or is more of a liability versus an asset. People need to buy assets and not liabilities. Going back to the Jordans thing, that's a liability, not an asset. So like invest in things that really do matter to you, that you fucking need, per se, or put it into something that could actually help that money grow, whether it be real estate if you have that kind of money, or your 401k, just something that you can see that grow and change throughout time.
And just going on to that, investing is cool. Like definitely do that if you have the means. But a lot of people they fall into that bad mistake into trying to invest something that they're not really going to get returns off of because they don't have the sufficient amount of money to invest in the first place. And what I mean by that is, you guys, before you're even thinking about investing, all right, you need to be able to acquire a high paying skill that's going to allow you to actually get the amount of earned income a month in order to make investing worth it. Okay. And like investing, like it's a long-term play. It's not some get rich quick scheme NFT shit. All right. You got to be able to get the right amount of money each month from getting a high paying skill or trade. Okay. Whether it's sales or if you want to get into some kind of blue collar work that pays 6 figures up to a certain point once you're in it for a long enough period of time. But like I said, you have to be able to get into one of these high paying skills that's in demand. And that's getting a less and less with AI now coming into the picture and replacing a lot of these jobs, right? So that's the main thing, guys. It's, man, and we can get into a whole college if y'all want, but really get into that rabbit hole. But guys, really just put a lot of emphasis in getting into a high in demand skill or trade, and from there now you can invest and actually make returns that are actually worthwhile.
Yep.
Facts.
Yeah, and like I also believe that a lot of guys struggle with money because they don't invest in themselves enough. You're spent like this is the problem, especially with simps. This is the problem with all you motherfuckers, is that you spend all your money on women and you think that you're gonna get pussy in return, but you don't. You spend all your money on designer to look cooler, to make it seem as if you have more value than you have. You don't get anywhere. You spend money on your shoes, crazy ass amount of jeans. Like this is why, like in the fashion part of everything that we offer here in Emergent Values, I talk about being a minimalist with your wardrobe. To stop buying all these damn designer brands, to stop promoting brands that do not pay you, that don't give a fuck about you, that love making money off of you just wearing all their shit all the time. That you will never catch me buying a plain black t-shirt, plain white t-shirt with just someone's logo or someone's brand right here, and I spend $300-$400 on it. You're never going to see me do that. That's why y'all struggle with money right there.
Facts.
And then you spend money on fucking stupid ass dates too. Stop taking women on fucking dates. Take them out for a fucking drink. Spending no less than $100 to $200 the first interaction with the woman.
Facts. So we got Randy Blunt here, but my question is it victim mentality? If you really are the victim, what if the people at your job really want to get you fired and you've done nothing wrong? What if your wife wants to leave you and you've been a perfect husband? Um,
It's still your fault because you should have your
I
next
agree.
move planned out
I agree. I would have
in
to
those
agree with that.
scenarios.
Bro, you have to really normalize taking extreme accountability in your life, man. Like, you drill that into your head. Randy, please. Like, as a guy, the world doesn't owe you fucking sympathy. Okay. When shit goes bad in your life, you have to be able to, like Julian said, you have to make sure that you take the necessary precautions in case shit does go bad. If you choose, like you said, she's your wife, right? If you choose to get into marriage, do you have the proper plans in place to get out of it in a good way where you don't get fucked by, by the government, And it's just little shit like that. Like, really normalize taking extreme accountability, man, because now from that point on, everything that you do up to that point, now you can actually take full accountability of it. And now, okay, now whether you get out of it and it's your fault, you take full accountability of that. Fuck, I made a mistake. Or if you come out of it and you become a better man for it, you can really just take all of that glory for yourself, but you really got to normalize taking accountability, man.
Facts. And that last statement, where it says if your wife wants to leave you and you've been a perfect husband, Julian, you nailed it on the head. Like that's still your responsibility as a man. You picked her. We're gonna hold the men as accountable as we do the ladies that come on here whenever they say, "Oh yeah, I'm great at discerning men," or I have a hard time picking nothing but assholes. Well, that's your fault.
And Randy, I'd love to get more detail, more context, but just really ask yourself, have you been the perfect husband? Like, this is the extreme accountability that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, are you the best man that you could possibly be? Okay, because perfect is a strong term, man. It's very hard to be perfect. Like, let's say if you actually want to talk about the metrics to being a near perfect man, like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
let's really take accountability, really look at yourself in the mirror and really ask yourself, okay, am I the best guy that I can be?
Absolutely. And I mean, of course, we get on these ladies that talk about vanity metrics of men, from physical fitness and those kind of things. However, if any guy asks their girl like what is their dream guy, I guarantee you it's not gonna be him. Shit. So it's just kind of like really back to what you were saying, Mike. Are you really the perfect husband? Because to them it might be somebody completely different. So
yeah, and all these, just go back to what you're saying, Donnie. All these hoes are gonna get saved, guys. Like, this is a difference. Like, even if there are hoes out there, they're still gonna find a simp that's gonna take care of them regardless of their behaviors. Like, but that's not the case for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a huge burden of performance for you to improve. Now, what's it gonna take? Like, you're not a chick, man. Nobody's gonna come save your ass, man. Nobody is.
oh, I think he's fucking trolling us now, bro.
Oh, come on, you're a troll.
Yeah, he's definitely trolling.
Hey.
I did everything for that woman. I licked her toes, her booty, and paid all the bills, and I helped around the house. That's funny, bro.
Yeah, the problem with that scenario is that even like if you are like supposedly the perfect husband, like this is the problem with that a lot of men find themselves in, is that you think that you're perfect because you're just crossing off duties and things that you think you should be doing to make your wife happy, when in all reality it should be your frame. So this is the problem with most men. They think that it's their frame, but it's not. You're checking off all these little things. You're working hard. You're getting her flowers, giving her little massages here and there, doing all these little things. What is she doing for you? That is the question. What value is she adding to you specifically? There's not much value that a woman could really get from a man besides his resources, which is attached to his money, and his attention and his love. And they care about more about the attention and love aspects the most specifically. So you got to make sure that you're present in those areas. Otherwise, you're not really doing what you think you're doing.
Facts. So as a starting point for men out here, whenever Julian, I know you specialize in fashion. What advice would you give men other than stop buying designer shit? What are some places that they can actually find a nice wardrobe and put it together very well without spending fucking $500 for an outfit?
It's about like really like dissecting your wardrobe and finding out like what colors look best on you, what like pieces that you can add to your wardrobe that are timeless, that last a long time. That's what I would spend my money on specifically. Okay. You obviously need to look dope. You need to look cool, but it doesn't take a lot to do that. And this is the reason why Up the Mic teaches everyone to go ahead and get in the best shape possible, because when you get to your body's set point, when you bring your body fat below 10-12%, you have good muscle proportion, you're at your body's set point, you are able to go ahead and pull off any type of clothing that you're wearing in the best way possible. So yeah, I mean, stores, it's very easy. I mean, I don't like, as far as like what can be the most accessible out there. You have your H&Ms, you have your Zaras, but I wouldn't fully go all in with those two specifically. I would look around. I would look around for pieces that you really want to go ahead and wear. Like, let's say I want to look for a cool jean jacket. Phenomenal. Look at all the places that offer really cool jean jackets and go try them on if you have the ability to. Or obviously there's a lot more online shopping these days. Let's say it's a leather jacket. Let's say it's a specific wash of jeans. Let's say it's a good like a set of like t-shirts and stuff like that that you can wear regularly. You could look at ASOS, you can look at Shein, you could look at a lot of different places, online or offline, and you can find what looks good for me and my body. What can I add to my wardrobe? And then you do that.
Yeah, I think that's key. Finding what fits your body type the best. Because I mean, there's certain clothes that just look a little too big on smaller guys. There's some stuff that look a little too small on bigger guys. You just got to find what fits you perfect. Honestly, we got $2 from Joe Cole. Drop the top 5 spots in DFW for getting laid.
For getting laid, I don't really think that there's any like specific spots when it comes down to getting laid, but going out to specific areas so that you're more social. Places like Deep Ellum, and I'm talking about the strip near Bottle Blonde, Citizen, Sporting Club, Bloom, all those right there. There's also Green Light Social across the street. You can go to Legacy West. Legacy West is in Frisco, McKinney. You guys have to understand that Dallas, aside from like going to brunch and going to dinner and just going out in general for food, Dallas is a lot about business and making money. So like you really just want to be around people who are thinking about wealth, who are around money often. Okay? And then at that point, when you're in specific circles, getting laid shouldn't be an issue because you're being socially calibrated while you're out there.
Yeah, man. So when it comes to that, really, it just depends what kind of environment you want to utilize. Do you want to go to a club that really heavily depends on sections and you got the bread like that and you just want to go wild? You could do that. That's one aspect of doing it. Or you can go out to certain clubs, right? And not just, if you don't know, then, clubs with sections and stuff like that. I'm talking like clubs like Greenlight, Theory, Citizen, all those kind of places, right? But then if you want to utilize an environment where you don't necessarily need a section to really get the best bang for your buck, right? You might go to places here in Dallas, probably places like Escapade, right? 01, 09, places like that where you don't really need to have a section. All you really need is just the courage to go up to a girl that you find attractive and say what's up and ask for her name. It's just things like that, right? And yeah, it's like a little cover. It's like $20, okay. But if you don't have $20 to get in, then why are you even going out in the first place, right? But this is little things like that, right? The ratio is super crazy. It's like 4-1 when you start off, and that's more for guys who don't really want to utilize the whole section shit. Because I get that shit can be annoying sometimes. Maybe you don't want to blow fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars on a section, right? So that's just another alternative that you can do. So
yeah. What are y'all's thoughts whenever it comes to getting sections, like having a group of homeboys and y'all just go in on a section together? That's always an option too. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
As long as the ratio of women is
Facts.
there, that's really the biggest thing.
Yeah, you don't want too many dudes over there, man.
Because
that
there are many guys that will go in on a section, and then you guys are just standing around just with your dicks in your hands.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, that's easy. 100% right on that. And just for clarification, Donna, you're meaning as in like if guys like split it up in a section and like they're splitting it, or
right. Instead of like, one person dropping 14, 1500, 1700 on a section.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, as long as the guys that you're splitting it with, right, you can trust them and they're reliable, right? And like when it comes to random guys, I mean, if it's like a last second kind of thing, then okay, cool. But do you really want to chase a guy down for it is like 300-400, whatever it is, part of the section was? Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That wouldn't be the best way to go. So I would try to just keep it to. And like I said, it like so what Julian said, it really just depends on the ratio of girls that you have there, right?
Yeah, facts.
You gotta you want to have at the bare minimum like a 2-to-1. Ideally, you want a 3-to-1. But if it's if the ratio is on point, then maybe have like 2 guys, from your friend group that you trust and that are reliable and they're worth what they mean. So yeah, that's what I would do. Just 2 to 3 guys, have a good ratio set on point, and yeah, you can take it from there.
Yeah, and like the thing too though is like it's not just counting on them financially that they're going to pay their portion of it, but it's also are they actual dudes that's going to socialize with others and other females, and even guys, because you can meet a lot of people. I met so many people and like just sitting in sections, like I mean you can meet so many great people and get in contact with a lot. And the thing is like if you're going to be like what Julian had mentioned, just a bunch of dudes just going to sit there with their dicks in their hands, like it's kind of pointless. Like why you doing it?
Yeah, and that's what you make that's a great point, and that's where you want to be really ruthless, especially if you're the guy that's putting everything together. Like you have certain friends in in the group, right, that are just better socially than others, and you just have to be aware of that. And if for the other guys who aren't socially aware or who don't know how to act around females, around beautiful women, really the key, if you really just want to nail it down, you want to have guys around who are not like they're used to having beautiful women around. Because a lot of guys aren't used to being around 6s and 7s. And most of these bottle girls in the club, most people think that they're 8s and 9s, but in reality, they're just 6s and 7s, right? So, but a lot of guys, they've never been around a lot of 6s and 7s for a long enough period of time, let alone start a conversation. So you make a great point. You really want to pinpoint the guys in your group that are very socially aware and really just roll with those guys. And obviously, from the monetary aspect as well, if they can, if they're reliable with their bread and they're actually going to be a man of their worth, and that's an important part too. But I think those 2 elements put together, I think that's really what allows you to be successful in an environment like that.
Most definitely. Julian, you had anything to add to that before?
Yeah, I mean, you can get laid anywhere. You just have to stop being socially awkward. That's the biggest thing.
Facts. And I kind of want to circle back around whenever I'm saying like, guys going in on a section. Because I mean, man, as many times as we've been to the club, the bar, hell, I don't even go out that much with you guys, but the times that I do go, man, I see so many guys in different sections that are easily, you could spot from across the fucking bar that they're getting fucking finessed by bottle rats. Like chicks that's just coming over there, getting shots, drinking all the alcohol, and they'll dip, and next thing you know, they're in our section. So, and it's just like, and then they're looking for a shot, and it's just like, nah, sweetheart, nah, you better get on with all of that. So, it's just, it goes back to that social calibration thing, because if people aren't aware of shit like that, they're gonna get finessed. Mm-hmm. They're just gonna get finessed out there.
Yep. Make sure you and your crew are always looking good, and even on your own, just make sure that you're always presentable. And you'll be able to go ahead and get IGs. Remember, IG is the biggest dating platform on planet Earth. So when you're meeting up girls just randomly, cold approaching or whatever it is, just grab the IG real quick, guys. Like, you don't gotta plan a date or anything like that. Just like, hey, I would love to connect with you. Let's exchange IGs. And also, the new iPhone updates are making it easier to go ahead and exchange contact infos as well.
Bro, I heard about that. Isn't it something like where you can just like kind of airdrop a phone number or some shit like that?
Kind of just tap each other's phones.
Yeah, that shit's wild, bro. So protect your girls, man. Y'all better.
Someone asked, should I take that Steve Harvey advice and get 5 suits? I would go with 3 suits first. I go with black, navy blue, and possibly tan
Yeah,
or gray
I was gonna say gray.
or gray.
Gray is pretty dope, bro. I'll tell you what color I think is a dope color. I mean, this is just on my body and stuff. Is maroon.
Yes.
Maroon is fucking dope, bro.
Yes.
That's an underappreciated color when it comes to suits. Bet. All right, so Mike, I know with you working within the fitness realm of emergent values, what would you say is probably one of the biggest issues with men whenever it comes to their fitness? Would you say it's more not being consistent with their diet or not being consistent with their exercise?
Uh I really think it's more so that they don't have the right information, and that they're putting in way too much, right? And with fitness, the less you put into it, the more you're actually going to get out of it if you know what you're doing, right? And most people, they don't know what they're doing, right? They're overworking themselves and still looking average, right? And this is the problem. When it comes to being in the best shape of your life, yes, it's an extremely important slice of the pie, and one could argue it's the most important, depending, what stage of life you're at. But at the end of the day, it's still just a slice, right? You really want to make sure that you have that handled, and it's pretty much on autopilot, right? And most people, they once they start getting into the gym, they become so immersed into the typical gym culture, which is cool. If that's really your dreams and aspirations, then great, go for it, right? But for most guys, I can speak for most guys, at least here at the table, most people watching us, they don't want to compete in professional bodybuilding. They don't have desires to be Mr. Olympia and all those other things. I think when it comes to, professionals and guys who actually have lives, right? They want to take a more minimalistic approach when it comes to getting into the best shape of their life. And they don't necessarily want to be immersed into that kind of culture, right? And they really just want to, really what it comes down to this, they want to really excel in life and whatever they're good at and whatever they're doing with their lives, but just look really fucking good while doing it. I think that's really just what it is, right? And yeah, I mean, most guys are really going about it the wrong way. They're really overworking themselves and still getting average results. And then that's where I come in, man. Just show them the way and how you can do it while living a professional life, or just while doing it, allowing you to get in the best shape of your life while, you're just letting fitness fall into the background of it, man. Like, fitness is great. It's amazing, but it's not everything. It's not everything. Once you have it, there's other areas in life that you need to excel at as a man. But fitness should be one of, if not the first thing you get in order, right? And then, like I said, it just goes back to what stage of life you're at.
Yeah, what would you say is usually the biggest mistake men make whenever it comes to having certain priorities in order, or that foundation in order? Whenever you say, hey, fitness should be like one of the main foundations, what do you think is like the number one thing that guys usually chase after first?
Guys, me and Donnie were talking about this earlier before the show. A lot of guys, right? And a lot of guys really just prioritize, or they just get access to the amplifiers first, right? And when I say amplifiers, I mean money and status, right? Local status. You don't got to be Drake or anything like that. But what I mean by that is, a lot of guys, once they have these amplifiers, right? Whether it's from getting, really quick success, into, this is typical of, like, Twitch streamers, Kick streamers, a lot of them, they have a lot of status and a lot of money, but they come off as dorks, right? And a lot of the reason for that is because they don't necessarily have the foundations in place before they got access to those amplifiers, such as, and for these foundations, I would say that it's more so like fitness and game, right? Just social awareness, being understanding female nature and understanding how the world really works. Okay. Most guys, they don't get these foundations very early on in life. And you see it, guys who are like late in their 30s, basically in that close to midpoint of their life, and they never acquired these foundations. And now they're just really trying to catch up and make up for it by going after these amplifiers. But these amplifiers are not going to make you a complete man. Money and status is only going to amplify what you already are, which is, a dork if you don't have those foundations in place.
Facts. And I think that's the easiest way for guys out here to get finessed as well, personally. Because, I mean, again, women want your resources. So it doesn't necessarily have to be with your attention, but it's usually going to come with some kind of financial support as well. And that's how guys out here get finessed.
Yeah, 1,000%, man. 1,000%.
Yeah. Julian, did you have anything to add to that too?
As far as like fitness goes,
Yeah.
I think that I think that men struggle with both training and eating. You're not going hard enough on fewer days out of the week, and you're also not consistent enough throughout the entire week with your eating patterns.
Facts. Now, even though we do like emergent values, and majority of our viewer base is obviously men. We do have quite a few ladies that come here on the regular and watch our content or even come on the platform. Are you opposed to helping out other women out there that may want some advice whenever it comes to like fitness or even fashion?
No, we need to get them on point.
Yeah.
75% of the population is more morbidly obese, and 40% of that is women.
Damn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So that means there's more women that are overweight than men right now. Like, it's a problem, ladies.
Like,
it's a big problem.
It's like the average woman in America. It's like 5'4", 185, 190 pounds.
God,
it's insane, man. It's insane.
Yeah.
And they have no incentive to change. They have no incentive to, because they're still freaking wildebeest are still getting attention regardless.
They're still getting digged down.
Yeah, and it's like I said earlier, man. This is why you fucking losers who are watching this right now, you need to get in fucking amazing shape and really make sure that you're the best guy you can be, because these hoes are gonna get saved regardless. Like, you guys just don't understand. Like, there's always gonna be simps around, because simps are needed for this economy to run. This is what you guys don't understand. So these hoes are always gonna find simps to take care of them. Like, but for you guys, like, it's looking bad for y'all if y'all really don't get your shit in order.
Facts.
It's not even like simps, because, like, I'll be honest with you, like, there are obviously always going to be simps, but it's more just men that aren't aware of female nature. They're just not aware at all. Because for a very long period of time, like, during our adolescent ages, like, we as men, we don't give a fuck about women. We don't care. Like, yeah, some of us will get our fuck on, but that's it. There's really nothing else that we care about, so we don't really go out of our way to understand female nature or even our own biological nature, and eventually you get fucked.
Yeah.
Because you're unaware.
I got a question for y'all. That makes me actually think too. What's, in both of y'all's opinion, and y'all can answer differently, that's cool. What's one blue pill, I guess you can say, ideology that you've learned early on in life that you're like, man, that's bullshit, as you became more red pill aware?
Just being too nice. Just being too agreeable.
That was actually going to be mine.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one. It's like in school and everything, like you get told like to respect your peers and all this stuff, and like women are the complete opposite, man. Like, yes, respect them in the workplaces and stuff like that, but anytime you're outside of the workplace, like, there's no reason to give them an immense amount of respect, not even for their career, not even for their accolades, not even for any of that. Women actually don't give a fuck about any of that either themselves. That's just something that they have behind themselves to like make them feel more valuable than their sexual market value. But it doesn't work most of the time, because when you're talking to a high value man who's already doing good for himself in all the areas necessary, there's nothing that a woman of a high career or high accolades is going to tell him or show him that's going to impress him with any of that.
Facts. How about you, Mike?
I would say happy wife, happy life, right? That's a big term that you hear, nowadays with the emergence of, feminism and all that stuff. And, just go this whole partnership, man. Like, really irks me when I hear people refer to their wife or their husbands as partners. That shit is crazy, right? Especially if the guy is actually providing and being the husband that he's supposed to be, right? This isn't a fucking partnership. Nor do women actually want a partner. They say that because it's politically correct and that's what sounds good. But in reality, it's like, oh, you don't want a partner. You don't want your equal. That's never been the case. You always want somebody that's superior. And if that was the case, these women would settle down, be cool, and date a guy that's 5'1". But they're not going to do that, right? They're not going to settle down with a guy that's 5'1".
Right.
And I don't blame them for it. It is what it is. They have certain urges, right? That they have certain preferences that they want, right? The only difference is that when guys have their preferences, they get shitted on for it, and that's the fucking clown world that we're in right now.
Facts.
Yep, no fat friends indeed.
Hey man, shout out to Link, man.
shout
And
out to you, bro.
NFF, no fat friends, man. When y'all go out, it's crazy, right? When me and Lincoln were out a few days ago, right? And we were just looking around at a club we were at. We were just like, yo, like there's a lot of fat bitches here. Like it's actually crazy. Like there's like well, we have a term, you know what I'm saying? We call them grenades. You know what I'm saying? When
Damn.
you know what I'm saying? It's like when you see a cute girl walk by and one of us wants to approach, right? And then all of a sudden, bam, we get pushed to the we just get pushed around because we see like a whole grenade just show up out of nowhere, right? And it's just like, oh shit. Like this is unfortunate. And it sucks because like there's always that one cute girl, right? Or two cute girls, but then they always have the grenade with them. And so and it's like you can entertain them if you want, but why would I want to succumb my homeboy to that? And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? We just like, damn, bro, like it's just very alarming the amounts of grenades that we're seeing around here now. Like it's really wild.
Yeah. You know, what would y'all say are some of the biggest shit tests nowadays that men fail that y'all probably notice or hear?
Just no. Like any variable of no. Like even a girl saying like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend," or "I have this," you push past it, dude.
Yeah.
Like push past it. It doesn't even matter if you get rejected some more. You're already in the thick of it. Just go for it. Just go for it. Push it.
Yeah.
Push it. Like they're gonna tell you everything and like just for them not to come off that easy. That's how women are.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be afraid of being rejected because women are very, very, very scared to get rejected by us even more.
Yeah, a lot of chicks, man. It's funny, they'll put themselves in situations where they're gonna test the guy to see if he'll overcome the shit test. It's really weird. It's subconscious. They don't even think about it. They just kind of do it. They kind of just thinking about doing it. And one example would be like, okay, like she'll just say randomly out of nowhere, oh, where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go out to eat, right? Because really bitches don't know what they want to eat, man. Like they really don't. And this is just an example, but really when they throw that out there, they're expecting you as a guy to come up with the solution and to be able to lead them, right? And nothing turns a bitch off more than not being able to lead and boring them. Those are the two things you really don't want to do as a guy. So yeah, man, a lot of these bitches, they really make sure that they try to like subconsciously try to shit test you, and they won't, like, they don't even realize they're doing it, right? But most guys can't really overcome them, and then the girls see them for what they really are, and it's just like, oh damn, like this isn't the guy that I thought he was. Shit, yeah, he may be good looking, but he can't be shit. He can't really lead me to where we need to be in the relationship.
Yeah, it's not just only knowing how to lead, but there's a lot of guys out here, and I hear it a lot on this show or even in the green room, where girls will say that guys don't have a fucking plan. Like whether it be to take them out on dates, like where they're gonna go, or like where their future is headed for them as an individual, as a man. Like that's just wild to fucking me, dude. Like it goes back to something we talked about earlier today. You gotta have a fucking backup plan. You need to always have a fucking plan B, like in mind, as far as like, hey, if my marriage is coming to an end, like what am I gonna do? Like, how do I mitigate risk in any situation that I fucking do? And that's the problem nowadays. A lot of guys still go ahead and is like living life day to day without having a backup plan. Would y'all agree with that whenever it comes to like a leadership as well, not having such a plan?
Say that one more time.
So guys that don't have a plan, would you say that is a sign of lack of leadership?
Yeah, of course. It's also a lack of authority and responsibility. So it all comes back to the responsibility and authority and accountability.
Facts.
That's all it is. So, should we give our final thoughts?
Yeah, we do final thoughts.
This up? Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest areas that men need to work on the most right now are their fitness, their presentation, how they look when they in all areas of life, and also their vocabulary and how they talk to people. That's another big thing. This is why reading books, reading them out loud with your own, like with your own voice, is so powerful, because you'll be able to go ahead and truly, um, not only up your vocabulary, but you're going to be able to go ahead and become fluent in just the way that you go ahead and come off to people. You're going to sound different. So those are the biggest things that will literally take your game, you getting into certain opportunities. Those are the areas specifically that most men need to work on the most right now.
Yeah,
Thanks.
man. If I had to sum up everything that we talked about, and if you just take one thing home with you guys, and that's just like, and it's like I talked about earlier. It depends what phase you're at as a guy. So let's say you're 18 years old, right? You're just coming into the world now. You're out of high school. Maybe you don't want to go to college. You're trying to figure out what's the best path for you, right? Just really make sure you get those foundations in order. Okay. And when I mean foundations, I mean get in the best shape possible. Okay. You're entering your peak physically. So take advantage of that. Really make sure that you get in the best shape of your life and do it in a way that's going to allow you to excel in other areas of life. Okay. And if you need help with that, you can hit my links. My links going to be in the description. I can help you out with that, man. And really make sure that your game, your understanding of female nature is on point. This needs to be one of the staples that a young man that's coming into the world needs to master, because even if you get the amplifiers, man, the money and the status, all that, it's not going to fucking matter if you don't understand how women move. Because at the end of the day, we all want to get married at some point, or to some degree. You know, we all want to have that relationship with the person that we love, right? And a lot of guys, they're going to get into those kind of relationships. And if you don't know how a woman moves, or how women like to act when they're with a guy, and how they move in those kind of scenarios, you're going to get fucked. You're going to get fucked. So, it's very crucial that you understand these foundations. And then once you get to those foundations, maybe by your mid-20s, early 30s, you'll really start to have those amplifiers on point. And then now you're going to be a total, complete package of a man. And now any woman that you want, you're going to be able to get her, but now you're going to be able to keep it in your frame and really lead the relationship where it needs to go.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. Everybody, if y'all will, go ahead and like the video on your way out. Any last words, fellas?
Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. We got more and more of Dallas take over. Make sure you're paying attention to everything Emergent Values. Make sure that you check us out. If you are truly struggling in the areas that you need help with, look no further, guys. There was one point where me and Mike, we were both overweight losers, and we found a way. If you've never thought that it's possible for you to obtain your dream body naturally as well, all naturally, without any of the bullshit, please hit up the mic, because he will get you right. If you ever wanted to be shredded, you wanted to see the best body of your dreams, it's possible, because we've done it ourselves, all naturally.
Yeah, man.
Let's close it out.
All right, man. It was a great show. I hope you guys got some value from that, and really just take it and run with it. I don't just get paralysis by analysis. Really implement this information that we're telling you guys, man. And like I said, if you guys want to get extra help with it, especially in terms of your fitness, just go to my description on YouTube, Up the Mic. I'm Up the Mic on all platforms. Get in touch with me, and we'll make something work, man. Because we're in a world where you guys really need to start taking shit seriously, because there's nothing for y'all. There's nothing for the losers at the end of the road. There is no light in the tunnel if you choose to make that decision and not improve. So, decision's yours, man. At the end of the day.
Facts. All right, well, we're gonna wrap up, everybody. So y'all go ahead again, like the video, and peace out. We'll see y'all on Friday.
What? Toodaloo, motherfucker.